Hi, this is Ryan with Forecast Consoles, and in this video I'm going to show you how easy it is to install your new workstation, whether it's sit stand or fixed height. Let's get started. I promise this was easy, and I hope that the tools required will show you how easy it will be. First things first, we're going to want a box cutter to unwrap everything, 2 Allen keys, a 4mm and a 5mm, 13mm socket wrench, preferably deep. It doesn't have to be, but it will make it easier if you have one. All right, now that we've got our tools out of the way, let's do some prep work. First step is to unwrap everything and get organized. You're going to have a countertop, a chassis, a piece of rear extrusion, a cross member, 2 legs, and a box with all of your hardware in it. Once everything's unwrapped, we can move on to our leg prep. The way we're going to do this is by removing the green tape that holds our panels in place, and then we're going to be removing our panels. Panels are easy to remove. You simply slide forward, pull out the back, and pull it all the way out. Set it aside. Same for your other panel. Forward, out, pull away. Once we're done with all of our cable management and wiring, we can then put those back in. The last step in our prep work is going to be inserting our 5mm button heads into our cross member bracket. The cross member is going to slot over these with an eye hole, so you actually want them as loose as possible without falling out. Once you've done that to all of your legs, we're ready to move forward. We're going to be using the build upside down method. If your room doesn't have the space to allow you to fully assemble your console and then flip it over, there's nothing wrong with starting from the ground up. Step number 1, let's add our chassis. Chassis is going to drop in at the matching engraving on the bottom of the countertop. We're going to line up our front holes with the inserts in the countertop. Next, we're going to add our legs. Legs are easy to tell. Long side is the front. Bolts into the bracket for the cross member are towards the inside. We're going to line it up. We're going to line up, again, the front holes of the arm with the inserts in the underside of the countertop. Get it roughly in position. Then do the same for the other. Once they're roughly in position, we're going to take our cross member. We're going to lay it on top of the chassis, and then we're going to lean out one of our legs. We're going to use the eye holes on the cross member, line them up with the bolts we pre-attached, and drop it down. And you'll see the bolts slide into the eye holes. This time we're going to lift the leg up a little bit until it gets in there, and then drop it back down. You may have to reposition the leg to line up again with your inserts. And once you do, we're now ready to start tightening everything down. We're going to start with one leg, and we're going to use our button head screws, and we're going to hand tight. Don't be afraid to jimmy the leg a little bit. You want these to be able to go in quite easily by hand. Now we're going to take our Allen key and tighten these down. And you can see we're not using a ton of force here. Now we have our front 4 in. We're going to do our 1 in the back. Again, hand tight. And finishing with our Allen key. Now that we have our legs in place, we can attach our chassis. Same thing, just hand tight. And now we can hand tight our Allen key. Again, you don't need to kill these. Just nice and snug. Now we're ready to tighten down our cross member. Whether you're using a sit stand, a workstation, or a continuum line of furniture, it's going to be the same process. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift up, and we're going to start by hand tightening. Okay, so we're going to get those hand tight, and then we're going to use our 5mm Allen key to tighten down the easier one to access. Repeat these steps for the second leg, and then we're ready to turn the console right side up. To do our extrusion, we're simply going to drop in our T-nuts. So it's helpful to get these roughly perpendicular to start because you want them parallel with this channel, the 2 channels that run on the inside of the extrusion. And then we're going to start with our extrusion sort of up like this. We're gonna bump it up to one edge, slot in the other edge, and we're gonna get the front in first down, and then we're gonna roll it backwards. And as we roll it, you'll see we're bumping into something. That's okay. We can sort of jiggle it and jiggle it until it sits down. Now, if it doesn't sit down all the way, you just lift it up a little bit and push up on the T-bolts and you'll find the problem one. And then once you find the problem one, you'll see it'll loosen up. That's why we don't crank these down yet. And you'll see now it's in the corner and it's sitting all the way down. We're gonna take all of our T-bolts and we're gonna turn them 90 degrees so that the demarc line is now perpendicular to our channel. We're then gonna take our nut, attach our nut, and just hand tighten down. Once the nuts are hand tight, we're gonna take our 13mm socket and tighten them down. Now our extrusion is secure. Once we have our countertop and rear extrusion attached, we can add our turrets and fillers. And what you'll notice is that this is actually sitting down a little bit below the countertop. Not to worry, we have an answer. There are set screws on the underside of the filler. Simply take a Phillips screwdriver, just loosen the set screw, like so, and try again. And now you'll see it's actually sitting flush with the countertop, which is what we want. And you're done. Add your monitor arm speaker wings, and you're off to the races. Again, this has been Ryan with Forecast Consoles. I hope this video helped you assemble your new console. And I hope it was as easy as I promised. If it wasn't, or you run into any issues, give us a call, shoot us an email. We'll help you work through them. That way, you can finish your assembly and start enjoying your new console. See you in the next one.